Judge Burt let my case, because we objected, he let my file sit on his desk as well. But he doesn't have a time limit. That's what I learned. The magistrate has a time limit. He broke that. We had to sue him. Burt doesn't necessarily have a time limit. He just let my file sit on his desk. After approximately 8 months, we did it again. We sued him through the, I think it's through the Court of Appeals. I think it is. I think Cliff told me that yesterday. So we did that to him. It took him another 2 months for the final decree. We sued him on March 23rd, 11, and he made his final court decree on May 5th of 11. Because this should never happen to anybody. I mean, I've always believed that. It's not about me. This isn't about me. It's not about how I've been necessarily treated. It's not about money I don't have any longer. It's about families that are going to this courtroom should never have to go through this. It needs to be done in a timely and a just and fair way, and that is not what's happening, and that isn't right. It shouldn't continue, and I think that this is the norm. He's running it like a king or something, and that's not the way a court should be run. I mean, my belief about this whole system is that they really don't care if they destroy people's lives. I don't understand that. But courts should not be destroying people's lives and disrupting families like this, including the children, which is the most important issue. It's just, it's beyond, it's beyond right. I mean, it's so wrong that I feel that I need to speak up about it. It just shouldn't happen to anybody. Well, that was probably the most humiliating thing that I've ever done in my life. But it was what it was, and I had within 3 days I did surrender that, or 4 days or something, whatever the paperwork took. We tried to strike a deal before I went to jail to assign that policy to my ex-wife, but for whatever reasons they declined. The judge actually thought a week earlier that was a good solution, but when it came to the final hearing and our suggestion to transfer it to her, he went away and he made his decision. He said, "I'm not going to allow that transfer. Since you didn't surrender the policy, you're going to jail. You have to report on this day." For it, they're going to say, like I said yesterday, "Oh, this was a complicated case." Well, it wasn't a complicated case at all. There was nothing complicated about my case in the least bit. What they did, what this court did, is make it complicated on purpose. And as every single decision in my case beginning in 2008 went against me, we knew from the beginning that we had to object to every single decision, because we knew that we would have to order the transcripts, because we knew that if we were going to go to the Court of Appeals from the 3rd week or 4th week of this trial, because we tried to recuse the magistrate because of his relationship with my ex-wife's attorney over bike riding. And that came out, that upset the court, that upset Burt, because again the magistrate is his right-hand man, And Burt saw absolutely no problem with the attorney not disclosing the fact that he had this previous relationship. So we lost that battle, and I think the battlefield was set. I've always felt that they were punitive and retaliatory towards me because of that recusing. No, you can't do this in my courtroom. It's very apparent to my attorney and to myself. To me, it was punitive in their treatment of me. It certainly wasn't fair. It wasn't equitable, and so did the attorney I hired from Geauga County to help advise us on why these decisions were coming down in the very early goings of this trial. He felt that way. This lawyer that I hired from Geauga County felt that. We didn't object to Burt then, because the problem, I think, is that this was really overwhelming, and we had two options. To continue down this road, not knowing how long it would take. I mean, this began in the first year, and if I was in a position to have known all that, we could have had a chance. We could have objected to the Supreme Court, so it leads to this good old boy network that I believe is going on out in Geauga County, which I've referred to before. That seems that everybody knows this is what goes on, and it's who you know, and that's the way this case is going to go. I don't think it's really has anything to do with male or female. I think it has to do with whose lawyer is whose, and certainly having a Geauga County lawyer representing me, not familiar with the territory, certainly didn't bode well in this so-called fair and just court for me. I don't think that's right. I should be able to hire F. Lee Bailey if I want to. Add this to the mix of uncertainty, being financially strapped by a court, in my case, every month facing contempt charges. Every month that this case was delayed because of the magistrate or the judge not making a decision on my divorce decree. Every single month I was in contempt of court, and that's exactly where they wanted me. I believe that. I believe they were retaliating.